So now that we've gone over the basic data types in JavaScript and how we can create our variables, I just wanted to dig a little bit deeper into how some of these interact with one another. So for example, how strings and numbers interact and some important things to keep in mind. So one cool thing is that we can add numbers together. So we could do var num1 equals 9 and then var num2 equals 1900, for example. Let's just create a button really quickly so we can alert on it. So I'm just going to do button and then use an onClick. OnClick equals, I don't know, we'll just call it alert this. And then click me. So I'm just creating a button here so we can get an alert going so I can illustrate what's going on. So I've created that, so I'm just going to create the function called alert this. So function as always, then alert this, empty brackets, or we could even just put in, let's leave it like that, and then alert, and then just working for now. Working. Okay, make sure this is working. Okay, fantastic. So what we can do here, instead of just putting working, we could do alert num1, for example. And we'll see that the number 1 appears here. So we've already gone over how we can do this, but now I want to show you that we can do something like this. We could actually alert a num1 plus num2. And as you see, it gives us the result of num1 plus num2, which is 1909. So that's awesome. We could also, instead, to make things even better, we could have a third variable called num3. We could do num3 equals num1 plus num2. And then all we have to do here in the alert is alert num3. So it's doing the same thing, but doing it a bit nicer in the code. So we're adding them together here. We could also do the same with strings. So if we change 9 to, I don't know, for example, 9, and this can be whatever we want is a number. We have whatever strings we like. We can actually add these together. And the fancy word for that is concatenate. So we're concatenating two strings. As you can see, there's no space between 9 and is. So I'm just going to put a space in here. And that should look a bit nicer now. There you go, 9 is a number. So we can add two strings together. Now what's really important is that we can add two numbers together, we can add two strings together, and although it's not advisable, we could also add a number to a string like this. JavaScript is really smart. So JavaScript actually realizes that we have a number and a string, and it just outputs the number and then the string. So in Python, for example, that wouldn't work, but JavaScript is quite smart like that. So this is just to show you and give you an introduction to how we can use things like pluses to either add together two numbers or concatenate two strings. Basically what concatenate means is just adding two strings together. So give that a try yourself. Try adding two numbers together and two strings together. Once you've done that, I'll see you in the next lecture.